and wanting. Welcome to the dream. Anything is possible at my dream. You can do anything at my dream.
What is up? Let's make sure mic check works. That is great. Welcome to today's stream. I wanted to basically flesh out some time. Let me brighten this up a little bit. What's up, CP? I wanted to flesh out some time to make a dual autograph of the Botez sisters. So let me share with you, if you're watching here, you get a little sneak peek of what's going on. Let me figure out where my stuff is. Let me find it on here. I'll just go to links. So I've got these concepts made for single autograph cards that could be bought. So the idea is, my idea at least, is they have 2 autographs each. I can see chat right here is not working, so ignore that, which is great. I don't know how to fix that. It's fine. So we've got an autograph for each of them like this, and they've got their own individual coloring and changes. So like this is a cool concept because this little icon changes for what piece in chess it is, and it gets rarer as it goes on, which is cool. So I've just got a couple single autograph cards mocked up as concepts. Then I've got a super short print concept that is different to what we have going on. So these are focused on what other hobbies they have than just chess. And the last card that theoretically would be in these packs I want to sell is a dual autograph. So that's where I'm at. I've got my trading card template set up here. So this is a 2000 by 2727 pixel document. It's got a very specific bleed, which ends up being a quarter of an inch, I think, around. So the orange is the bleed. So the orange doesn't count. I think it's actually an eighth of an inch. And then I have sort of a border here. If I want to have a nice solid border on here for padding, I have it on there. I can also turn it off if we want just a full fleshed out design. So let me find Safari here, which is right here. And let me pull up Pinterest. So usually the best thing I could do in this scenario is have a bunch of stuff ready to go, but I don't have that ready to go. CP, I've talked to their agent about getting these cards made. So the whole reason I've been designing these concepts is just to show them sort of more specific work towards them. Like I've got my work on my website and Instagram and stuff like that. But I wanted to show what we could do with them. So I have a pitch deck. It's like 30 pages ready to go. I'm just waiting on one email back on cost to get it printed from a different place so I can send this off. And then hopefully once I get that sent off, they want to do this and it'll be a good idea. So I'm going to search dual autograph card. I'm going to search on Pinterest. It's going to find a bunch of nonsense for the most part. We're just going to eBay instead. So welcome to eBay. Welcome to Obi Toppin cards. I was looking up chess cards because they don't exist. I was looking up other things to like show them what's out there. So like here's this destroying signed true creator card that people made, but the design's whatever. So I'm going to type dual auto card. And we can do minus patch. It doesn't show me patches. Because basically, this is what you're getting with dual autographs. You know, you've got a spot for a photo, and a lot of the space gets taken up by names and the signatures. Because the signatures themselves, which I had in here, but I don't have it anymore. Let me hit some buttons so this listens to me. So if I just grab I don't want a ellipse. I want to create a rectangle. So we got a rectangle here. Usually they're like 2 inches by 0.9 inches. But I can't do that because we're not in that. But this should be about 2 inches. And I'll make it a little bit smaller. So like this is how big the autographs are theoretically going to be. Just make this red and put this up here. The bleed and border to be there and that behind it. Okay, so this is where the chunk of stuff happens. They're also not twins. They're sisters. I should have flagged that. Andrea, I think, just turned 23, and Alex is, I think, 29. Let me just take a screenshot here. Let me just toss this on here to show you what we're talking about in terms of sizes of these signatures. So I'm going to line these up. What's up, Graphic Dan? Figured you'd hop in here. You like that tweet. So if actually the card would be this, let me get rid of the border. And it's about this big. So how big is our rectangle? Yeah, our rectangle is about the right size of what we need. So that's good to see. So here's the thing. There are dual autograph cards we could do horizontally or vertically. Probably best to do it horizontally. Like a lot of these dual autograph cards you'll see are all horizontal because it's just easier to fit a signature on it side by side. And there's not a lot to these. I like the Tyson Beck dual autos, and I talk about Tyson a lot, but he's, you know, the blueprint for what I want to do. So he's going to get all the praise he deserves. So like he made these. So this is a dual auto. So it's sort of up here, down here, sign them wherever they want. It's on card, so it doesn't have to be on a sticker. The main reason they want it to be that like rectangle is because usually they're just getting a sticker. These, they're not. So Gary Payton and Sean Kemp can sign it however they want, which is cool. And that's kind of what I want as well. So I liked what he did with those dual autos. Then he's got these dual autographs. This is a little bit more traditional, but they're on card. There's a nice area to sign. So the challenge is 1, figure out what imagery I want to use for this, and 2, figure out, do I want it horizontal, do I want it vertical? Because I could have one here, you know, and one here, and then photo here technically and stuff like that. But I think I might want to do horizontal just because horizontal sounds cooler and it'll make something a little bit different. So I'm going to go to my image rotation and just move it 90 degrees. Now we have a horizontal card. Great. Now we can do whatever we want. We'll turn the border back on and turn there we go. Okay. So we can just have it like straight on the bottom like this, or maybe we have one up here, and I've got this split in half, so it's pretty easy to do. Pretty traditional. So the question is now, what imagery do we want, and how can we get the imagery going? And let me see if I can just fix this chat box, because it should work. Where's this chat box? Where's this chat box at? That's the question. Let me transform it and have it center to screen. Okay, it's right here. Nope. There, we're back. The chat box is here. I just can't select it. There we go. Okay. We got the chat back. We broke everything, but it's fine. Graphic Dan, what made you want to create your own trading card company? So I made these. It's what Tyson Beck does. I see the success Tyson Beck has, and I think it's really cool. I love sports cards. I collect sports cards. Like, I just got these 22 cards in today. And I think it's something cool to basically have your work printed and have people want to buy your work. I think it's cool. But I know that it's sort of a sustainable thing that people can do now. Like, in the world where Topps and Panini are fighting over licensing and how much demand there is for sports cards, basically it is something that's plausible that I can do now. I know there's been a blueprint with Tyson Beck on what he does, and I know I'm a good graphic designer, and really the only thing that ever stops people from doing that is like cost and doing it correctly. Like, there's people who make really bad looking cards and like just copyright the crap out of stuff, but like Tyson's the only one who's doing it, in my opinion, correctly outside of the big companies. And there's companies like Leaf and Sage and Onyx that make unlicensed cards, and I just feel like I can make better looking ones. So why not? And it's mainly I found someone who can produce them. That's really the factor too, is I found someone who can print the cards. Okay, so I would need to find Botez sisters. So I want to find an image that I can use of both of them. So let me go, and it's like, do we want to use one, both? You know, we need a decent photo. And we could do this a couple different ways. CB trying to make some custom cards to get signed by players at games. Yeah, I know people do that, and they just mail them out. Like, you can just mail them to, like, you figure out what their mailing address is for, like, a P.O. box or something. They might have for autographs, send it here. Dan, I'd be aiming to do whatever. Like, obviously, I'm not starting with sports. Like, this obviously isn't sports. Let me open this image in a new tab, see if I can find a higher resolution version of this. I bet I probably can't. This is a good photo. What is this from? The Streamer Awards. Like, I made a video yesterday where I talked about, obviously, sports is the biggest draw to cards outside of, like, trading card games. Obviously, this wouldn't be trading card games. So I would need to do sports in order to make this somewhat successful. However, doing stuff with, like, streamers, and chess is not really, it's not a sport, but it's a competitive activity. Let me see if I can change the size of this. So, like, you can do sports, I could do streamers, I could do influencers. Basically, the reason I want to do chess and I contacted these guys and their agent is because there aren't any out there. And they have a big enough following. Sisters Instagram. So, like, Andrea and Alex, they both have 956,000 followers and almost 900,000. So they both have almost 900,000 followers. So theoretically, like, in my mind, if I want to sell 800 cards with their autograph on it, that should be pretty easy. And I'm doing it in a way that they benefit a lot from it, based on revenue share. So they want to do this. Like, I want to use this. Let me open this image in a new tab. Like, this would be cool. This is from, like, Team Envy. So I'm going to download this. We're going to steal this image. And I told them, too, I was like, in my pitch deck, all these things I have are all concepts. They're just from images I've found on the internet. So it's like, you find me good quality images that you want me to use, and we'll do that. I don't know if I have this photo down. I like this dual photo of them. So let me hide this. I'm going to hide this hollow in the back. It's just there. There are copyright rules. Most of them are in place in the sports realm. Doing stuff outside of sports, there's a lot less licensing issues. Like, there's no one has a licensing agreement with chess. You know, we do whatever we want. With sports, you need to get licensing agreements with the NFL, with the team, with whoever logos you see. So that's why if you see a card, like, this is a licensed card of Obi Toppin in a Knicks uniform. So he has the Knicks logo on his uniform. It says Pacers, which I guess is fine. It says Panini Primus. Mainly, it's the team. With something like this, there's none of that. So it's just paying the sisters for the rights to use their imagery, essentially. It's basically, I'm going to profit off of their image from selling these cards. So how can I make that worth their while? Whether it's paying them up front or whether it is, you know, revenue share on the back end. So, like, if you look at what Tyson Beck did, we're going to talk about Tyson Beck a lot. So, like, buckle up. Like, this is what he does. I like how he does this cleverly. So he had these Bob Cousy cards. So, like, if you zoom in on this, he covers up where it would say Boston Celtics, and it says 8-time champ or 6-time champ. So he covers up things instead of just getting rid of them. CB, do I have any idea where to market this? That's the thing. So this would be a theoretical first drop, which is, you know, pretty risk heavy on their end. This should be a good photo to download, except it's tiny, except I'll find it. It'll be fine. So I have my fan base, which I'll sell 4 cards from. You know, of people who just want to buy something because I made it, which is nice. My mom would probably buy one because, I don't know, she would do that, not knowing what it is. I want to get them excited about this enough where they promote this on their channels. And honestly, one sort of piece of promotion from them, I think, would make the card sell out if there's only 800. You know, it's sort of an educating them as to what sports cards are, and then educating the sports card community as to what chess is. So we'll go with this. And I'm trying to get it to be like, listen, this is how much money you girls can make if this sells out. And if you promote it, post it to your communities, put it in your Discord, talk about it on stream once or twice, I think they would sell out. And I'm going to figure out what price point makes sense for them for this to sell out. Because I don't know what price point that their fans connect with. Like, they do have a website with some merch on it. Wago.io. Botez store. Yeah, I was right. So this is like their store. So they've got on here like this. Chest stuff and some sweatshirts. So like, I want to know, like, did you guys sell, how many of these sweatshirts did you guys sell? Did you guys sell 80? Did you guys sell 3,000? How many did you get there? So I have everything like figured out, and I really think this is going to be a good idea. It's just, I need them to be on board and want to promote it. Because in my mind, it'd be something sort of like, okay, I have these cards that I made that I'm selling. I'm taking 100% of the profit, but I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars to promote it. And if I frame it in that way, I think the X amount of dollars to promote it would be about what they're going to get in terms of revenue. So I think that's something where it's definitely in their interest. And we're just going to fake her hair like this and see how bad it looks. So that's why I think it'll be successful. Their agent thought it was a pretty cool idea and it's new. The only risk is like, this is my first drop. So there's a lot of hesitation with that, but I think the back end on it is worth it for them. Yeah, I mean, the demo they have, and if you look at their streams ever, like, they'll have 4,000 or 5,000 people watching when they stream. So that's, to me, pretty simple. You need 12% of that to want to buy a card, 10% even if they buy 2 because they want one of each sister. So that's why I've been trying to figure out the best way to sell these. Let's go like this and just sort of do one of these. And then we go auto over here. Kind of like this. Just because I don't have the best image to work from for this. So we'll figure out how I want to do that. I think I've got an idea. So there's a lot of... So how it's going to work, CP, is... I don't have the... Let me see. How are you going to combine the packs and where would the Dulata go? I think he might be good for the audience. Just checked. They've got 1.3 million followers on Twitch and the same on YouTube. I think it's 1.8 on YouTube. So like the audience, they have the audience built in. And I'm going to basically benefit off of their audience to get this brand going. But they're going to benefit on the back end mostly for it. The idea for this, let me see if I can share that. I'll share the pitch deck with you without money numbers in it. I just need to download it from Discord. But Discord is like super broken on my computer, so we'll see if it pops up. And I've been hopping into their Discords and other people's chess Discords because I want to start with chess, and that would be its own era, the chess series, but then we'd have athlete series, influencer series, streamer series. Anyone who basically has an audience that would want an autograph of these people. And that looks cool. because like there've been stuff that's been done before. Like Logan Paul has a card. You know, Livy Dunn has a card, but it's not anything. It's a template with a photo on it that they got signed. Let me grab my laptop, which is right here. And let me just airdrop this file because Discord is super broken. And now this just got sent over to my head. Or I can't hear anything anymore, which is great. So we're going to copy this over. You guys can at least hear me, which is good. And let me connect my AirPods here. Okay, and we're back. I think it's this. I'm still doing freelance work right now. Like I have to be, I'm very focused on my free time getting this off the ground. Right now it's in a weird spot because I'm waiting for them to sign on, and I need someone to sign on, you know, in order to make this work to get off the ground. So I don't want to contact a bunch of other people to try and get them on board right now. But this is what the pitch deck looks like. So this is the deck. This is what I'm sending them. And I was going to make a video on this, but it was taking way too long. So it's basically, you know, this is a fresh take on cards, who I am, why I exist, why I'm qualified, why custom art cards, why them, why the fans should care, what I bring to the table, risks and commitments. You know, I'm very transparent on things. Here are the design examples I shared with you guys. So there's two rollout concepts for this. One, mystery packs. Not really mystery packs, they're just randomized cards. So each pack is going to include one of these 760 or 776 cards. So you're going to get one auto of a sister, either Alex or Andrea, or you're going to get the dual auto. So this is where the dual auto would go. It would just go in a pack. So you rip open a pack like this. Hey, look, here's Tyson Beck. So you would get one of these in the mail, just a mailer. You would rip it open, and you would have one of the cards in it in a one-touch sealed, like this Obi Toppin card. So really high quality for what you would be getting. Then those two super short prints would just be randomly added to orders. Like I'd use ChatGPT or something like that and say, what order numbers should I put these in? And there's 50 of those cards. So if there's 776 packs, you know, that's what, 6% of packs would have a, 6% of packs would have one of these super short print cards in it. That would be numbered to 25. So there's a lot of stuff that you can chase. So I've got like all the money of that, of different price points and stuff like that. And then a different concept if we just did one auto at a lower scale with only 406. Their agent thought it might be beneficial to have more cards. Why not go bigger? Because printing costs, the more you print, it gets cheaper per card. So we might as well. I have in here why mystery packs work. Second rollout concept is just value-based pricing. So you pay for what you want. So you've got your 776 cards. They're all numbered like they are. The chase cards would still be random, but you're just buying the card. And I have that in here as money. So, you know, an out of 99 might be, I don't know, if we make an out of 99, 30 bucks. If 50 would be 60, and it goes up from there. You know, the one of one might be $300 because it's the one of one. So their biggest fan might buy that. And then why that works, you know, and stuff like that. And there's no filler. So like the thing I like about the value-based pricing is you might buy two cards because you might definitely want an autograph of both person. So we might have a lot of orders where 2 or 3 cards are bought because people want 2 or 3 cards instead of just one mystery pack. I've got in here what's been done before. So like these true creator collection boxes that are quantity over quality. You know, you're getting like 75 cards of crap that are $125. You're going to get one random auto or guaranteed one of one. Leaf has their Pop Century Influencers, which I think was 25 bucks a pack. I think this is wrong. I think I got to fix that. But they're templated print to order. So, you know, there's no limit to how many were printed. There's no rarity there. Gas Trading Card has been doing cool stuff with Complex. So they had a Tate McRae Gas Trading Card that sold for, I think, like $50. And then you got autographs and parallels inserted randomly, like Topps now does. And some of those autos are selling for like $300 or $400 online, if not more, because it's Tate McRae, which is cool. And then Metal Pop Century has their, or Leaf has their Pop Century hobby box, which is $300. You're getting 4 autos per box. But those are templated as well. But they might be on card. Then I have on here, like, how can we make this a success? I think if they just talk about it like 2 or 3 times, they're going to be golden. Some final thoughts and then quick recap. So like 800 cards, 2 rollout options. They're going to earn a certain amount of revenue. I handle all logistics and shipping and stuff like that. Everything is all collaborative. I'll send them test prints, review stuff, and then they can contact me there. That's the plan. And that would be the plan for everybody, essentially. Just the who, where, why, when changes per person. Yeah, Leaf Pop Century, it's an interesting product. They are doing on-card stuff now, which is good. A lot of it, though, is like sticker autos, which people don't love. But again, it's very simple designs. Like this is actually a better design from them. But it's just, really, really plain templated out stuff. Ben Stiller and Brett Favre. What an awful card. What is not for you as a sports card collector? It's a good intro for people to the hobby. That's the thing, is I'm sort of introducing card collecting to chess players, or that's sort of the goal. All right, let's hop into actually, we've been talking for 30 minutes about stuff. So let me hit some buttons here. Do I have this pattern on here? Yeah, so I have this chess pattern on here. Oh, Leaf Pop Century is not for you as a collector of sports. I have 0 Leaf Pop Century cards. And a lot of it's because of the design. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of the influencer cards and stuff like that just don't do well. And that's just because they're not as sought after as other things. Convert this to a smart object and have it not break. Great. Put this in the dead center. I'm trying to think of what I want. I think I want it like this. Yeah, let's do this actually, because that's actually what it is. So I'm going to try and use this chessboard. And I guess I could have just made some rectangles. I just made some rectangles. Hold on. You just use my brain. Let's make this 50% big. There. Now I have a square that I can use. One goes here. One goes here. Then we just take both of these. Oops. I mean, there's people who collect everything. Like, Pokemon isn't for some people. But in Magic the Gathering isn't for some people. I mean, there's Lorcana with Disney that people can collect. There's... What other stuff did I see? There are Neopet cards that you can collect. There's so much stuff that you can just get and collect, that there should be a market for almost anything. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I think I want to do this now. I think I want the sisters to be popping out of the center now. This one goes here, this goes here. Kind of like this, and I can make these bigger. So it's sort of like a chessboard in the middle. We're still keeping that motif. And we can probably make it bigger. And this way we can actually use just whatever photos you want, because they're separated instead of having them together, which might make this easier because I have random photos of both of these. But then we can have our rectangles here, which I'm going to change to be pink. Put one auto here, one auto here. And you can fit an autograph in there. Like, this is just a general guessing size, but you can fit it in there. That is what she said. So I can continue this then too, where this goes over here. We just have this sort of pattern. It doesn't have to be filled in. The pattern is just there. Let me get rid of just these lines. Okay, let me find some photos that I have. So these are the, yeah, so these are the images of Andrea. I'm trying to find a solid photo of her playing chess. She does DJing. There's a lot better DJ photos. She's got her chess boxing photo I could use, which would be humorous. I'll use that just for giggles because it's kind of fun. It's a really good photo too, just the quality of it. We'll toss that there, and then I don't remember where my Alexandra images went. Humorously, there's a lot more photos of Andrea on the internet than Alex. So I started with hers. Yeah, like these photos were good. I wonder if there's one in here. I used both of these. I didn't use this one. Did I use this one? No. I have this image though. Where's this image at? Right here. I don't think I used this image. Right? It's not in here. Click, click. Pop, 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 pop. Damn it, I did use it right here. Okay, I used face and here. I used those two. Then I used that there. Okay. Let me go back here. I used this one. I didn't use this one. Okay. So I think I have that one over here somewhere. Just like in my downloads folder, chilling. Cut out, because I just cut out a bunch of photos. I just gotta find it. I mean, this is going. So this is from the thing. Did I use this in the poker one? No, I don't think I did. All right, so we're just gonna use this. So we just go to inspect element, and we can just find the highest version on Instagram's webpage, which is usually this first guy here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, great. And again, I'm going to tell them, listen, these are just random photos that I found on the internet. You're going to give me the photos that are approved from you that you want me to use. First time in a long time you haven't used the pen tool today. Welcome to Sanity. Look, select subject, and it's done. Boom. Cut out. 6 seconds. Tell me the last time they made an advancement in the pen tool. I actually wonder what that is. Let's open up ChatGPT. Hide my fun chats. When was the last time Adobe Photoshop had an improvement on the pen tool in Photoshop? Nah, we'll say Photoshop. It's going to be like, oh, 1986. The curvature pen tool in 2018. Then the content aware tracing tool, which was a technology preview, which kind of does it for you, in 2020. Bug fixes. So they haven't done anything cool in like 5 years with it, where they keep updating our best friend, the quick select or select subject. Wait, the
quick select.
I gotta make that bigger so it fills up the whole screen. So we got the quick select, which is our dear friend. This is a rectangle I want. Okay, so let's cut this out. This one's not going to do as well because of this, but guess what? Yes, it is. It's going to do just fine. And I like saving these to my desktop, so I've got the full image. I've been using ChatGPT a lot more than Google now, honestly, too, because Google's just using AI as well. I just have ChatGPT open and ask it questions. Okay, so I need this to be in here, like this. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. So really what I need to do is I need to duplicate this. I can link these together and then make them smaller. So I want to make sure the photos are large enough that you can tell what's going on and tell who they are. And who doesn't like a good image breaking out of a container? That is way too large. There we go. Okay, go like this. And there we go. Let me hide the rectangles. Let me signature 1. I actually don't really need these boxes anymore because I have their signatures here. That we'll play with later. Okay, so we need her to be about the same size. Kind of like that. I don't want... She just looks bored. She's just taking like a sophisticated image. Maybe I'm going to swap them. See, I kind of want Alex looking the other way. So I kind of want these to be like this, but then that's not what she looks like. Let's see if we can find a photo of her looking the other way. And I've just found that Instagram's the easiest spot for that to happen. Alex Botez IG. Just because there's photos that they've posted, so it makes it easy that I know that they like the photo enough that it's on the internet. Those were tagged, so they're from a while ago. There's all videos. Talk amongst yourselves while I scope out some images. And the cool thing is that the person that I've chatted to about making a card for the Botez sisters, they have a bunch of other clients that would be cool to make cards of. So my ideally, goal would be, this is a great success. We sell all the cards. It goes really well. Yeah, it'd be nice if they, because you can purposely hide images on Instagram. If they had a tool to make it photos only, it'd be nice. But they have people I want to work with, so. How old is this? And I'm trying to find photos that aren't like crazy old. I'll just go with this. No, because it's not a chest photo. It's fine. The numbers looking at on printing, that is the main issue. And that's what I'm waiting on, secondary numbers. I have some numbers from when we did the Dayton 6 cards. But they don't do that all the time. They're not super equipped to do massive amounts of sports cards. So theirs is like $5 a card. You want me to just tell you the cost? Depending on how many cards you get made, like $5 or $6. Which is why I'm suggesting they sell these cards for like $60. So they can make money, I can make money, everybody wins. I kind of want to turn her just a little bit like that. And we can make Andrea a little bit larger here, but I don't want to cut her head off. So we go like this. Okay. So like if you print 800 cards at, $5 a card, it's like $4 grand. Which is a lot of money. Especially for someone who would be paying that all himself, aka me, up front. And then taking a cut of the back end of sales. And I know what that number is though. So like I would need like 20% to sell. And then I start making a profit. Which isn't that many cards, to be honest, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay. So we have this set up. So I'm gonna save this real quick because we need to save auto Botez. We need to
save as.
Fun part about that button is it actually saves as when I do that. Okay, I do like using ChatGPT for some stuff and then telling ChatGPT that they're stupid. So let's do that. I need a good idea for the quote-unquote name of a dual auto card for the Botez sisters. It's gonna figure it out. Give me 5 to 10 ideas. Think alliteration and chess. I'm gonna say Queen's something immediately. Queen's Gambit. They aren't twins. Put that in there. CCP, they think they're twins. Got it, no twin references. Strategic Sisters isn't bad. Strategic Sisters isn't bad, but not great. Give me 10 more based on that. Alliteration isn't important, but is good. I just like typing gibberish at ChatGPT. These are so bad. 2 queens. Dual threat. Dual threat's not bad because like they DJ and play poker. I'm trying to think of stuff that they've talked about on stream too. Add in jokes from their streams I know you haven't seen. Haven't seen. That's the thing too, is like, it's not like ChatGPT is going to go and look at every single video of their YouTube. Oh, they found jokes. Yeah, the Botez Gambit where they blunder a queen would be good. The Queen Blunders duo, Sacrifice and Sass. But my knights... Actually, this is funny. They actually pulled some stuff. You see anything on here that looks good? I mean, queens are really easy to do, and that plays into them being females. You can call them queens, which is nice. I like the Botez Gambit. I like that more for Alex than Andrea. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why the thing with ChatGPT is it's a good assistive device, but it's not good with like critical thinking and developing critical thinking skills. Like kids in college, I know, like, oh, I'm going to make up a brand. If I say, make a fake brand for the Botez sisters for a store, it's going to give me a word, an ampersand, and a word. I hope it does. Blunder & Co. Like every single, like I had students who, like, I knew they used ChatGPT to come up with names because it's word and word, and it's just not creative at all. Like these first ones are fine. Like Checkmate Companions is kind of cool. Something to do with sisters is decent. Something with royalty or queens or sisters and chess. I'm trying to think of chess stuff. Oh, no. Oh, I mean for the card name, not company name. Ignore the company. Whatever. I spelled it completely wrong. Doesn't matter. It's the computer you're talking to. They'll figure it out. I mean, I like queens. I like the Botez Gambit. But I need something for both of them. Okay, anyway, we'll figure that out. Usually that's how I like to come up with card designs, is figure what the name is first. So like that's what I did for... Oops, I'm gonna unplug my mic. Accident. So I did for these Dayton 6 cards that I've shared before. So like... This is, you know, ready for takeoff, and it's sort of like a sonar in the background because it's ready for takeoff. I think I had that as something else, and they had me change it. And then this is jet set. This is the Flyers, so they're jet set, ready to go. And then I had some cool text made for that. And then the flying high insert. Flying high, it's like you're looking outside of a plane window. You're flying high, and they're all dunking, doing stuff like that. And then when we took photos, I knew, I was like, hey, I need a tall photo, a long photo of people. Pawn to power, yeah. That's a thing that could theoretically be done. Okay, let's get back to designing some stuff. So I'm gonna make these black. So they are chessboards. No, I'm not. I'm going to make them purple. I'm going to make them... They have a chessboard that you can buy. I'm going to make it these colors. Yoink. Drag. Place. Cool. UI. Great. And then I can take this background and make it a solid color of this. That didn't work. Solid color. Okay. So if I get rid of this, this is the right color, and I just need to change the other ones that we can see. There. So now it's sort of their brand colors, which is kind of nicer. Their autographs are right here. This is one of their autographs. And this should be about the right size. So I'll say Andrea Botez like this. That looks actually pretty good, except she has a mustache because it's not masking out that. I can make a... Yeah, I need to make a new smart object via copy. We'll put this here. Delete this. Double click this. Invert this. Move it over here. And here's Alex's signature. This is from a random fan image that they posted. They had like these weird mugshots or something where they had like mustaches for some reason. Something funky probably from a stream I'm not aware of. But this is Alex's signature. You probably just pull it from the other card, but we're already here. And to make these signatures look good, I just have a
Radiant map
on top of it to make it fully black and white. And the actual autos probably won't look like that. They'll probably be more like this thickness, which you can't see at all. There, put it next to my face. A lot thinner, like a Sharpie pen marker. Okay, so we'll save that. This is Alex's. So I'm gonna put that there. Gonna make it just a little bit smaller. So they sign in these squares, which actually might look pretty good. So I'm gonna duplicate this and just put Botez underneath it. And if they go over, who cares? It's fine. You know, sort of the idea. We'll group these together, and this will be Alex Auto. Alex Auto. We'll go here, and we'll go Andrea Auto. So we haven't like. The thing with designing stuff like this is there's a lot to think about as you go along. Because I have to be more specific and intentional with what I'm doing than just like a kooky Obi Toppin design or something like that, you know? Because I need to think about how this is going to be printed. There's 2 people in it instead of just the one. I'm actually going to add squares up here too, because I think this will look cool. And then we'll add a square down here, and these should all line up. So now it's actually sort of like a chessboard, which looks kind of nice, and we can play around with that. Okay, so we'll save that. We can put names now here. We can put Alex's name, Andrea's name, and different stuff in these areas. What I do want to put on here is my sort of tags that I have for stuff. So I think I have that. Let me just filter my desktop by file size and just grab, what is this? Oh, I recorded. What did I record? Ah, it's 10 gigs. It's huge. Another recording. Okay, so this is what I want. Do I want this one though? No, I want this. Okay. So I want to put my logo on here and the debut logo I made. So I want my logo on this, and then this is their debut in cards. So I want a debut logo on there as well. This is what the Andrea's DJ card looks like, just as a concept. There's stuff I would want to change for it, but I'm not going to, just because there's no point. I've shown what I can do essentially. And we'll paste those in there, and they're just randomly down at the bottom. We'll put them here. Okay. So these seem kind of small, but maybe not. I think mainly they're just all blurred because I have them set to blur because they were lights. I need to set them to normal. There we go. Okay, so I have their logo. So we got the Botez logo. So we're gonna want that on here somewhere. So we'll figure out a place to put that. We have my main logo, and we have the main debut logo. So I'm going to make sure they're the same size. I kind of want them to be the same size on everything, but I have not had good consistency with that. So I'm going to make this, I'm just going to make this black, I think, for now. Now I'm going to make it white so we can see it. Funny, we can see if it's in purple, but not in the other. So we might have one debut, the debut down here, and then we might have my main logo up here. Or they might be in the same spot. It might be in the, I don't know where to put these. But that's something that should be consistent across all of the cards, theoretically. In the set, the logo should be in sort of the same spot. So I have these in here, which is good. I have their logo. This theoretically should go here, and then her head could be here, so it says Botez a little bit better. You can actually read it, but that's not the case. So I think what we might do is frame it in this way. Do we frame it in this way, and then grab one down here, flip it around, frame it in this way, so it says Botez, Botez. There's going to be a lot of symmetry with cards like this. I think what I want to do is I want to take these rectangles. Oops. I think I want to give them a stroke of white. And the reason I want to give them a stroke of white is because then when they print, it's actually the holographic underneath it. And it would look cool. We can't really see it though because we have this other color. But it would look like this, which I think is solid in what I want. But I need to make sure I have all of the rectangles with that. With a white fill. Kind of like that. So then it shines. And it's shiny. And everything needs to be shiny because shiny is good in sports cards. Or cards in general. Okay, so we need to just remove that little spot then. And then we need to go down here and we can remove this little spot. We can probably remove some of this. My screen needs to be calibrated according to my computer, so that's fun. Okay, so we have it here. So I do want to mimic the marble texture that they have. So what I have figured out, actually no, it's not figuring out that. It's just a marble texture. I have a photo of a marble texture that I took, so I'm going to use it because I made it, so I want to use it. Let me just find it somewhere in the stock images. I've got a bunch of stuff in here, like actually pretty organized. Hold on, would I have that under grunge? There you go. Here's a bunch of textures. Do I have BJD textures in here? No. Where are my textures at? Oh, they're right here. They're in their own folder. Of course they are. So I have these set with halftone and just regular textures. These are textures I took in New York City. Oh, marble. Here you go. So just take some marble, put it on a thing, set it to multiply. In the background here. And then we have some marble texture, which is mimicking what they have on their website. Now, this looks bad because it's black, so I'm going to set it to overlay. Still looks bad because we want to get rid of the current layer. We want to get rid of all the white, so you can just go like this and sort of blend it in. And now it's set to overlay. You can actually just turn that into a texture, set it to normal. So this is black, but I can just grab this and give it a color overlay that's this color. And then when we turn all these off that we don't want, then it kind of looks like marble. Or maybe we want that to be darker, so we duplicate it, set it to multiply at 100%. At 100%. 100%. There we go. So this is the color we're working with. So now there's a marble texture. Now what we can always do is we can always sort of limit it so it's just in one area. And if we're going to give it a color overlay, let's just pull this back a little bit. That looks better. So we've got this texture that we can, manipulate around, because each of these aren't going to share the same exact marble texture because they're individual squares. They would have sort of the same, what is it called? Quality to them. And I want this to be masked to individual things. But I can't really do that. Okay, so I want this to be just to this. So we can do mask, click on this one, make a new box, mask. How you guys doing this Monday today? You guys doing good? I'm happy you guys are here joining me. I appreciate it. I've found that I get a lot more work done when there's more accountability, like the maximum amount of accountability, like streaming to you guys live. Like I'll set up just this camera I have and just record myself working, and that just gives me enough accountability where I'm like, I need to do this. I have a set amount of time that I'm going to work on this, so I need to be as productive as possible. Now, what happened here? Okay, there we go. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then this can go here. I don't really care about these edge ones as much. Look, the spider's saying that I need to collaborate all my monitors. We're not going to do that. I'm reading again, Danny saying pond to power. And I just keep think of a pun of ponder, which we're not going to do. Okay, so we got the Botez sisters there. So I'm going to put here Andrea Botez. And we're going to put this up here on top of everything so we can see it. And we'll rotate it around. I should just I like making text boxes, because I can go like this and say, I want the text box to be exactly in between here. So I know that if I center this, this is right in the exact spot. We got Andrea, then I can copy that and just flip it around. I can just slam this down, flip it, and reverse it, and now we're good. Alexandra. I'm pretty sure, I don't know what she prefers to go by. If she prefers Alexandra or if she prefers just Alex. But this is a good spot. There's the thing with this. One thing we could do that's cool, and I think we're going to do it. So we're going to go to Envato, and we're going to find aerial views of queen pieces. Queen chess piece. And hopefully I can find a straight on top 3D view. Now what I could probably do is find a model like this and open it up in Blender and do something with it. These are all renders, which are good, which is what I want. Let's go with this gold piece. The issue is, if I view this as a 3D render, usually it doesn't give me the square on top view. It has a slight angle to it, which might be fine. Let's download this. I think I'm going to make this black and make it white. We'll see if this works. This might not work because the angle is just completely busted and looks really bad. So it's like this. I like to sort by like date modified on my computer because it just shows me the most updated thing. But then I have to go to date added because it added it, but this was made last year in July. So I can grab this and get rid of the background, go back to our template, and then put it wherever I want. So I want to put it here. You know, it's kind of a queen, and then put Alex's here. So they have two queens. And they're just sort of covering their name, but we can fix that. I want them to be about the same. My brother's texting me about Mario Kart World and getting stuff. So we've got this here. So the chess pieces are cool. I want them to be different suits though. Suits. Color. So if one of them's playing white, one of them should theoretically play black. So we're going to add a gradient map to this. We're going to add a what? Button's not working. A
gradient map.
We're gonna do Andrea's or Alex's piece, so Andrea can play the London. which is her opening move of choice. So that's black. So we got black and gold. So one can be white, one can be black. Maybe silver might be better, so it's still sort of cool looking. I'm going to take this text. I'm going to trim down the box a lot on both of these. And I'm going to want these to be in about the same position, which they're not. I'll put it right on that corner. And then I need to take this and then flip this around, actually. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. I'm going to undo that. Just move this over just a little bit. You can see how much that one is on her name and this one's not. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And figure out how to put this down here. Okay, so we're going to take their names. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even know why I put on this line. This line is just here. This isn't even a real line. Like, this is me moving that line that shouldn't be there. So is this. Like, this line should be like right here. I need to lock these guides. This is really what I need to do. Okay, we're going to take the names and we're going to use my favorite thing ever, which is a transform, and we're going to warp it, but I can't warp it. Why can't I warp it? Edit, transform, warp. What? Why can't I warp this? I should be able to warp this. Edit, transform, warp. That's weird. Smart object, smart object. Edit, transform, warp. Okay. I should be able to warp live text though, so that doesn't make any sense. But I can go here and I can arch it and just have it flip it, arch it that way, and then do like -30. Oops, or just 30. And hit enter, and then have their names sort of wrap around these chess pieces, but in a not garbage manner. And it might be better to just type on a path, which we might do, but the type on a path tool is super broken in Adobe Photoshop. So I'm going to try and match up this circle, a little bit larger, kind of like that. Follows the same arc. And then, listen, I might be using this wrong, but I want to type in Andrea Botez. The issue is I guess it being flipped around that way is fine. One, I also need to find a font I want to use. I've been using this Beechwood font, which is really cool. It doesn't fit the like Queen vibe aesthetic that we might have here, but it does fit. So then it says Andrea Botez. And maybe we go like that. So it says Andrea Botez. The circle isn't perfect, but it's okay. And then we just take that and copy it and flip it around. I guess since it's a circle, this is good because we can type in Alexandra. Then just circle this around and just have this do the same. Alexandra with 2 A's. So then it's like this. So their names are on there. And they're around this, so you know who is signing what. And that's not bad. I think this is a fun idea. So I'm probably going to keep this just as the idea, because that's really what we're doing here. Just make it a concept for what this could be. So you got Andrea Botez, Alex Botez, and honestly, it should say, like here, it should say Alexandra Botez. So it's where the autograph is, kind of like this. But then we can change this to say something else. The Botez Gambit. And this is where the name of the card comes in now. So we've got it in a spot, which is kind of fun. And maybe we do something with this where it is holographic as well. But I think this looks cool for how much it's been an hour. That is actually, this is a pretty decent spot for an hour. It doesn't really look like we've done anything. But I'm happy with where we are. Hopefully you are too. So I want to take this thing we have. I didn't want to do that. Where's a blank rectangle? CP's back. Great. This is where we're at. Yes, exactly. It's looking pretty solid for what we want. So I want this now to be on the purple. Where's this purple at? Ah. So it matches. But I don't need to have as much stuff on it. So I'm going to make a new smart object, view, copy, delete this, mask this, go in here and just set this to be. I could probably put a gradient map on top of this, but I'm just going to put it on here and set it to like 75%. So you can see that it's there and it's marble and it looks cool. And then we just basically drop it on everything and just make it so we can see what the texture is. I'm going to set it to actually 100% because I can. Go in here and just drop it down. Set, where's this one? Oh, this one's over here. The one with Alex is like that, and we'll flip this around. I think putting inscriptions on the one of ones is a good idea. I've told their agent, I said, hello, I would love to be present when they sign these from a standpoint of I'm vouching that they actually sign these. Now, are they going to actually sign them? Yeah, they're actually going to sign them. Like that, I don't really have, like, especially if they'll probably want to do it like as content on stream, which is even better because then people will get more hyped about the cards. If that were the case, yeah, I would tell them, hey, the one-of-ones are the best cards. If you want to write something fun on there, do it. I know what Tyson Beck did. TysonBeck.com. If we look at his Cameron Brink cards, which are all the way down here, or even just here. So like this Austin Reeves cards, like this is a specific artist inscription. Oh, so Tyson inscribed them. So Tyson wrote on here, undrafted to star. But like Cameron Brink's cards, she has specific inscriptions. And these are, they're autographed and inscribed by Cameron Brink. And it said on here, an email will be sent and you choose the inscription. And if it gets approved, it's going on there. So yeah, that's cool. You put an inscription on there that you pick yourself. But yeah, like I think it'd be cool if they put an inscription on there themselves. Yes, I think that's a good idea. And that is something that I would tell them. And I would say, hey, this is something that happens. Do that. And theoretically, they would have some saved over themselves that they would use. So right now, and this is where I struggle with some of these. This is fine. This is at a fine spot. I'm going to just do some quick editing to these images just so they have some editing done to them. But like this is what Leaf would do. This is what all these companies that I'm trying to be better than would do. They just put a photo in a template, which isn't what I want. Like Tyson has a very specific design style with what he does. So I would need to figure out how to make these images look cooler than they are now and make it worthwhile to want to get. So let me pull. Where are these autos at? I want to hide these autos. Because what I want to do is I want to have these spots be something cool other than just this. Whether it's, you know, a symbol or something like that. Maybe that's where I put their logo then. Which I lost. It's named Botez in here in my files here. Botez Live. And this is a terrible version of their logo that I have. It's like a ping that's a smart object. Like I need to copy this and like paste it over just because it's larger. There. So this one's not as bad. So if we go like this. Yeah, CP, I heard back from, I think, SGC. They emailed me back in like 15 minutes, and they're like, hey, they basically wanted photos of the cards and the checklist, and I was like, cool, I don't have that. They don't exist. When they do exist, I'll email you guys. Haven't heard back from PSA. Like, honestly, like, PSA, let me pull up this email. Because, like, the worst customer service you could think of, because they just don't care. But it doesn't surprise me. This is the wrong email address. Let me pull that up. And I shared it in a video, like exactly what they sent back. But what they sent back the second time was just like nothing. So I emailed them 4 days ago. You know, to support your inquiry, blah, 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 blah. Go to our contact page, because I think I emailed them. Well, yeah, PSA is going to miss out on working with me, but I'm not anybody. They want to work with people that exist and that people want. People don't know who I am. So, I mean, I get that's why they do it. Okay, so I emailed them back. So they said, you know, what did they say? PSA is currently recognizing official manufacturers. So I said, you know, I appreciate that. What's an official manufacturer? You know, Tyson Beck has cards on there that I see. Is it the following, or is it the name, or is it the actual manufacturer? I'm talking to a company that prints for Fanatics. Is that an official manufacturer? And they just said, good afternoon. Brand name companies, Topps, Upper Deck, Panini, and many others. Period. Don't know what they're replying to. They're just talking. Thank you for providing the picture of an example. There are many other companies we recognize. For better support, you can reach out to the sales team. So I reached out to the sales team, and I don't know, that was a week ago. So, like, they're not going to email me back. But that's why I'm trying to say, like, I'm trying to make something. I keep using the word that's unignorable. So I want something that is unignorable where PSA has no choice but to work with me. Right now what I'm trying to think of is how to make the wording. Because I wanted to have hollow. And the SGC is great. I think I have some SGC cards somewhere. Let me see if I have an SGC slab lying around. Yeah, SGC slabs are nice. Nice black border to it. People actually kind of care about SGC 10s too, because I think they grade harder than PSA does. So that's good. What I'm trying to think of is how I want this text to look, because I kind of want it to be like gold. Like there's different ways of printing. So like the only way I've been thinking about getting stuff printed is on holographic paper, but I could get this printed on white paper and have like a gold spot finish to it, which would look cool. Also, this might help you get the foot in the door with PSA because they're owned by PSA. Who's owned by PSA? Who owns PSA? SGC? Oh yeah, Collectors announces the acquisition of SGC. Collectors owns it. Yeah. Like, that's weird, right? They're both owned. One emails you back, one doesn't, because they're too busy grading cards. Forgot about that. Yeah, they're both owned by the Collectors Company. Or Collectors Incorporated, or whatever they call it. Okay, so I'm going to take both of these. And you know what? I had all sorts of really nice gradients in here of like gold. They just don't exist anymore. And I just don't know why. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these names. We're just going to give them a stroke of white on the outside. 8's pretty good. Yeah, they're definitely separate. It's just that it's weird that they both control it because they're like competitors, but they're not. It's really their different price points. We're going to give everything strokes. Look at this. That's so bad. Okay, hold on. I need to make a new smart object via copy and go like this and put this up here and go like that. Just do this. I had to make a new copy so I could get rid of the shadow, but I still want the shadow to be there. I guess it doesn't really matter though. This back there, and then I go to this one and just get rid of the piece, and then it's just a shadow. And that's what the shadow looks like. Yeah, it's two different servings. It's two different. It's like when I talk about AI graphic design and regular graphic design. One of them's fast food, one of them's not. They're just two different tiers. But in the eyes of a collector, are they going to care? There, so there's a nice stroke around that one. And then this one down here should be good. But I need to make a new smart object via copy. And the reason I'm making a new smart object via copy is because this is its own separate smart object now. So if I make it just a shadow, there's just one thing on there. Yeah, I completely forgot that collectors bought PSA or bought SGC. So this is what we got going on now. I like the look of what we have here. There's a lot more I need to do to this, and we're going to keep going. It's only 3:45. We're going to hopefully work for another 45 minutes. I just need to put strokes around these two. Okay, there's an easier way of doing this. It just makes more sense. I can just grab this. Yeah. Grab this, go here, go like this, and go like this. Ah, but it doesn't count the stroke, which is the problem. Hold on, why is this stroke... Oh, are these strokes all white? These strokes aren't white. That's a problem. I need them to be white. But they looked weird. I didn't know why. Because they're tan, not pure white. Yeah, I thought they looked not very contrasty at all. Okay, so I need to take all of these and do the same thing and make it pure white. Ah, I hit escape instead of enter. Okay, so this one is bad. We will fix this and go like that. Go here, go here, here. Okay. They're off center. It's gonna bug crap out of me. Because really what I want here's what I really want to do. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to copy these. I want to then paste them underneath it, group these together, and then give these a stroke on the outside. Kind of like that. But I need these to line up perfectly, which they don't. So I need to hide this. I need these to line up perfectly, which I think they might all do. Oh God, what is this? What's going on here? How did that get approved? Yikes! I need an art director in here telling me what to do so stuff doesn't look bad. Okay, so I'll turn these back on. I just need to move these two. So I want this rectangle. And I need this. This rectangle is just completely off. It's hilarious. There. So now I want the stroke to be on. I don't think I want it to be individual. I want it to be like that. I think that's what I want. It might not be. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, so now, well, because now if I take this, it's just the inside, which is kind of what I wanted. And then I can paint with the brush to add. And that looks good. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I want. We just delete this. We've got this. Grab this here. Go like that. Paint, 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 paint. Good. Okay. That way, what we can do is we can duplicate this, turn this into a smart object. We can give this a stroke. I don't think we want it that large. I think that would be good. We need to take this, select, modify, smooth it by like 10. It's going to make it nice and smooth. Like that, which is good. I think that's what I want. So we will duplicate Andrea, do the same thing here. Select, modify, smooth, 10, and mask. Okay. Cool. No idea what I'm doing with these logos. No idea what we're putting here, but we have something. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to this. But this isn't good because this is a vertical card. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this folder titled BJD Cards Stuff. We're going to go to my mockups. I want my static templates, and I want straight on horizontal. Boom. Okay. So now we'll go back. We will grab this, which is good. Go here. What do the DJ cards have to do with chess? Nothing. Andrea DJs and Alex plays poker. So the autographs you get, the main cards are going to be super chess focused. But these randomly inserted super short prints are going to be based on their other hobbies. So that is pulling in. It's sort of me also being like, hi, I know they have other hobbies than just this. And I, care about what's going on. And it's not just like a money grab sort of thing. Okay. So I need to go to my desktop now. I need to go to date modified and go boom, dual auto. Drop it in here like this, rotate it. Go like this. Save. So this is what the card would look like. It might look better with a border. I don't know. It's like borders on cards. They just solidify and sort of glue everything together, which is nice. So this is what the card looks like now. What I need to do though is, I guess I can just do this. Oh, these need to be above that though. Yeah, let's go like that. Is that going to save here? I don't think it's going to save there. No, it's not. Save. We're going to quit out of that. We're going to edit everything in here now. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's so gross. Why did that rasterize? I hate rasterized documents. All right, this is a full-on smart object of the whole thing we just did. So I can just turn the autographs back on and just move them up. Instead of doing a tutorial on how I made the one touch, people can just buy it. I honestly couldn't give you a good tutorial on how to do the one touch too, because I made it in Cinema 4D. It took forever. I might try and remake it in Blender though. So if I do that, maybe I'll do that. And that might be something I can do. Okay, so we're going to save the card. So this is what the card looks like. It's actually not too bad. The Botez Gambit here. Something needs to go here. Something needs to go here. Screaming for something. Maybe we tweak some of this stuff. So let me go here. I'm going to make a new smart object via copy. Because this is going to be set to multiply. So this is how the card is going to print, which looks bad. So what I need to do is I need to go to this second one. And this is going to be just the white mask. And this is a tricky sort of thing. So we turn this off. Yeah, because we don't need that. Yeah, I'm going to put one of the logos up here and down here. I just want to see what this looks like right now. It won't take long to fix. I'm going to get rid of the stroke. No, I can't get rid of the stroke. I need to go like this. I need to grab this, delete this, and go like that, and then invert it. So it looks like this. Yeah, I'll put one in the top left and one in the bottom. And then I need to put something else in here. I might put the Botez Gambit there. We'll see. Something needs to go there. What I'm doing now is I'm adding a solid color of just red. So I can see what is going on. So what I want is I want to see red. The red is where the holographic texture would be. It's actually this. I want to put this down here. Okay, there. So this is what the holographic texture is going to look like. Everything else is going to be white. So let's start from the top. Let's start here. So we got the chess piece. So I need to take the chess piece with a stroke, turn it into something. I forget the best way of doing this because I do it different all the time. I need to take this, take it off of it. I need to take this. No, I need to take this, sorry, and remove it from this. So this tiny line. And then if I hide the chess piece, if I had the chess piece with a stroke, I should have a line behind it, which is good. So I need to do that for the rectangles and everything else. So all of these rectangles, I think I can hide if I can. Because if I hide them, I need to turn this back on. I need to turn this back on without the stroke, like this. And then this is going to be white. But nothing happened because I have all this stuff. I need to make smart objects out of the girls. Like this, go like this. Turn this one on. And then basically I need to remove this from the background. So I can just hit X to delete it from that. But I need these to sort of be in the same bucket. Kind of like that. Except no. Yeah, that's right. This is correct so far. Okay, good. This is where a lot of like heavy thinking comes in onto how the hell stuff works. So I take this is the stroke, and remove her from it, and then I just remove that from the background like that. And then we see through it, which is good. Same thing with the text here. So we turn the text into a smart object. Text. Shit, I didn't want to do that. Hold on. I need to duplicate all of these and then basically go like this. Get rid of the strokes on all of these. And I'm doing this all at once, which isn't ideal, but I just remove it from there, and then we get rid of the bottom text, which I lost because we scrolled around and nothing is named. Botez Gambit. So we hide that. So now the text is outlined, which might be legible, might not. So that's good up there. This looks good down here. This is bad. What is this? Oh no, it's fine. It's supposed to be white. White is good. This rectangle needs to go away. We want white. White is what we want because it's white. And honestly, we might not want it to be full white. We might want it to be like 50% white or like 75, so you can still see through it. So the last one we need to do is this chess piece. So we've got the stroke. We duplicate it. This doesn't matter at all. We're going to get rid of the stroke. We go smart object. Grab. Hide the stroke. Delete the stroke from the background. Like that deleted a lot more. Oh, I hit that button. Okay. What is this? Is this just really light because that's really light? Yeah, it's just lighter down there. Okay, so everything else. Now I need to get rid of. I need their faces. So this needs to be white, like that. And then she needs to be full white, like this. Which is good. I need to just get rid of their signatures. Signatures can go away. And then the text for their name is not really needed because it's black. So we can just kind of hide that, but we might as well just make them white. Oh, the text is on the... That's this here. I'll just make it white. It's not going to matter. This will be right on top of it. Chess pieces need to be white. And this is where basically just putting everything in a folder and just making everything white is really what I would do. I can get rid of these shadows because we don't need them. Like that. This is how I want this to look. Except I need the Botez Gambit. Where is this? What are these? You know, what did I name these? It's just this, right? No. Where are these at? Right click. Layer 1, is that what it is? Great, good job. Layer 1, okay. Layer 1 and layer 1. We grab both of these. Because the whole point of me putting these behind were I wanted them to be holographic. Seeing through on the way back. So this is what this card looks like from the mask standpoint that goes behind the card. So if I save this and go back here and set this to normal, it looks like this. So this is what the card would look like. So now if I go back here to this card template, it's going to look like this. So you see all this holographic stuff shining through, which looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do Botez sister dual auto front. Just save this somewhere random so I don't save over something. Okay. So that's great. This is how I want this to look as of right now. So what I want to do now, what I want to try and do is let's see how this looks in Blender. So I've been using Blender a teeny bit, which I don't really know how to use it very well. But let me see if I can. I'm pasting something. I did on my laptop, so I'm pasting this to my desktop. And I don't know if I can just paste this to my desktop or not, because again, I don't use Blender that often. Do I even have Blender on here? I don't even think I have Blender on this computer. Well, let's download Blender. This is silicon. Allow. Okay. So I have set up a very sparkly card. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can get this to look correct on that card. It should be pretty simple to do. I just need to save this out. And I know the logos look weird and bad, but everything else looks pretty cool. I might add in like some swoops or something on this side to shape it in, and that's maybe where my logos can go. So it's not a full board, but it's saved. So I'm just going to save this as color fill. Ping, it doesn't really matter. Blender's installing, so we'll see if that works. Wow, this is taking a while to download. Uh-oh. Don't like that. Fun fact. If you have your clock up in the top right-hand corner set to seconds, you can see if your computer freezes or not. The seconds are ticking, which means it didn't break. And then turn this one on and save this out as a separate file. Oh, except I don't want the... Oh, this is completely wrong. Hold on. This is what it should look like, actually. I had the stuff behind it, so it actually wasn't looking true. It should look like this. Which looks pretty much the exact same, but it's just technically... This is technically more correct now. Alright, so open this up. I'm going to save this as the white mask test blend. I'm spelling it all completely wrong because it doesn't matter and I don't care. Let me open up Blender for the first time on this computer. So we've got these two files. Top file, bottom file. Top file, bottom file. Which is cool. Downloads. Blender. Blender, where'd you go? Oh, it's right here. It's in the one place I can't see it. Okay, so now it's in here. Oh, it'll be in here in 5 seconds. And I wanted to start using Blender because it's a free program. And they won an Academy Award. So I said, sure, let's play with it, see how it goes. So this is Blender. We'll see if it can open this file I randomly pasted onto my desktop. Hopefully it can. I want date added. We'll see if this works. A lot of stuff going on my computer. We'll see if Blender wants to open. Hopefully I downloaded the right version. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to go to File, Open. Just going to double click this actually. Okay. So there's this file that I have already made. And everything is breaking. Hopefully the stream is still live and not completely broken, which it's fine. Okay, it's just being really weird. Okay. So here's my card. This is the card I have. I have this really fancy material on it. So if we render it out, it looks like something, but I don't have these on here. So that might be why it's breaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. And it could be that I just have too much stuff going on my computer. It's really bizarre. Hold on. Is there a dialog box I'm not seeing? No. Okay. And again, I'm not used to working with this. So I'm gonna delete this. Why is my keyboard not working? Blender's hella mad. Let's try this again. Let me quit out of Photoshop. Let me hide Photoshop because I don't have those actually saved. Let me get out of this. All right, let's try this again. Let's open Blender straight up with this on it. Okay, so here's the image editor. We don't want that. We just want this. Okay, so here's Blender. Is it gonna let me do stuff? There we go. Okay. So how I have this set up is, can I do this? No. Okay, that's what I thought. It's just kind of weird. So I have it set up. It just kind of rotates like this. And we're not in any sort of rendering preview. But these two clips here I have are what we want to pay attention to. Why can't I scroll down? I don't know what I'm doing. See? So this second one is the multiply on top, and this first one's the mask. So if I open up and go to my desktop and go to date modified. Okay, that's weird that it's doing it that way. This is the mask. I want white. Give me by name. I want white mask behind something, something, something. It'd be easier if I just put these in a folder. White mask blend. Open image. Okay. This one is the one on top. So this I need to find color fill, which should be easier. Nope, we're in reverse mode now. Great. Color fill this. Open image. Okay. So now if I go like this, I'm gonna hit save because this is on my computer here. If I hit this, it should render out the card with that holographic on it. Now I manipulated this and I want to remove that. So now it looks like this. I do not know why it is so purple though, because it shouldn't be purple. Because it should be that, and that screens onto that, which multiplies onto that, which does the surface second, and maybe we do that. Or, oh, I think I know what it is. I do not have this Studio HDRI file, which is the world, which you kind of need. None of this stuff is linked because it's on his laptop. It's very poor management on how things go. But I will find it on my desktop or somewhere on my computer here, Studio, and then we'll toss it onto my desktop so I can then find it so I can use it. And I think that'll fix it. It's the only thing that makes sense. Studio small, sorry, okay, open. There we go, okay. So now it looks like an actual card. This is what the card should theoretically look like. I just made it holographic though, so I want to get rid of that. Let me go to the object. Oh no, I didn't do that. Okay, that's fine. So this is what it kind of looks like. I just want to rotate it like this so we can see what it looks like, and we can sort of rotate it around. And maybe we pull our camera back a little bit. I think camera. Again, I don't know how to move things around, to be honest, very well in Blender because I'm used to using Cinema 4D, but here we go. So we have our card. Can move it up here. So this is what the card looks like. Now it looks a little weird and choppy. So we can go to render and hit render image. it'll pull up another render thing, but I have an animation with keyframes on it, so we need to fix that. So let me go down here to the timeline and just hit, what is it? For rotation and location and scale keyframe, and then delete the other keyframes. It's really weird. X is delete in this. But I can take these keyframes and move them here like this. And we have our set spot, and I can move them over here. And then we can rotate the card a little bit. Uh-oh. Where's, oh, hold on. See, again, I don't know what I'm doing. Rotate. Rotate like this. And hit K to add another keyframe for rotation. And then it's just a little animation of it rotating. But if we want to look and see what the card looks like, we can go to render and hit render image. And it will render the image on here now of what it will theoretically look like. So it should get rid of all of this grain and show what it will look like. So it'll take a minute or two to do that. But this is what the card would theoretically look like. So with this is where I look at it and I look at other cards that I've made and I go, okay, you know, maybe I make that text different. So the text is black. I can't read it at all. If it was a normal card, maybe I could read it, but I'm looking at this ready for takeoff card, which I do the same thing. And this is white with a very, very thin black border on it. So I might want to do that. This has like 20 seconds left. And you can see it's got this big old reflection on it. And that's from, I think it's either from an area light or it's from the background. But that's what we want because we want it to be holographic. So it'll pop up in a second as long as I don't have other random compositing things. So this is what the card looks like. And this, to me, is a very good representation of how it will print. So I think it looks cool. We just need to we need to fix this text. So maybe the text goes like this. Maybe we rotate these queens around. I don't know. And we need to add something down here. I think we add like a swoop or something like this. My logo, so that it's encompassed in there. But what do you guys think of this? I think it's pretty cool. So what we can actually do is we can hop back into Photoshop, which we have open. We have this here. I can just go in here very quickly and I can grab the text. So this is all the text. So it has that stroke to it. I'm just going to duplicate it just so we have it without this stroke because I'm going to give it its own stroke. So we're going to give this a stroke outside of black, which looks really bad. We'll do like 3. But we need to change the text to be white. Like that. So I can save that. We go back here, which it will save to as well. I can then save this out. And basically I can just replace that file and then open it in Blender and then it should update automatically for me. If I name it the same thing, that's what I'm thinking at least. Replace color fill. Go back over to Blender. Get out of this. This will update in here. This is saving out still. It's saved out. We'll go to Blender. Let me just do this, just swing it around. Maybe it doesn't update automatically. Could be wrong. We go to shader editor. Fake this user, new image, this. So we just open the image again. I want to do by date modified. See, but why does it do that? It's really annoying. Okay, it's right here. Good. Open image. And now it should be white text. It's not showing white text. Let me just reopen it and add it again completely. There. So now it has white text. So if I go to render image, it's going to render that result. And this text is much, much more legible. So that's why testing it like this is super cool. And I can also have it animate. And obviously for this card and all the other cards too, I need to figure out what to do in the back. And a lot of that will come down to content for what goes on there. Small little paragraph for them and some border design essentially is how it would go. Let me see here. This is one of Tyson's cards for Justin Fields. So honestly, on the back, it's just a photo of Justin Fields. It's the same photo on the front with sort of a just colors on it, and then it's basically saying what the card is. He was drafted, player exclusive. So I would have to figure out what is the right content for that. But you can see here this has 16 seconds left before it's done. And I'm sure I can do much better lighting in Cinema 4D, not Cinema 4D, in Blender, but this renders out of the gate beautifully, just with built-in stuff. You don't need anything extra. That's the thing I don't like about Cinema 4D. So now this is what the card looks like, and it looks much better. And we can render out the animation too. It'll just take forever. But if I go down here and I go to the timeline, you know, we can render it that way into here. And even just this small render, basically, oh God, it would have to, yeah. It has to render out the 60 frames of that. Yeah, render time for PR for this without animation, world record render pace. Hello, my brother. How are your children? So I'm gonna do this. I have to reset the rotation. So it rotates from there to here. That actually kind of looks cool how it did that, sort of unintentionally. Let me rotate it down like this. I don't know. Oops. Would rotate this way and this way and that way. Oops. Swing it around town. And then hit rotation. So now it, oh God. I went too far with the rotation. So it's going to look super cool when I render this out, but there's no back. So the back looks really stupid, because what I would need to do is apply this to just the front and then apply something to the back like this so it's white. But I didn't do that. But that's fine, because I just really just went the front. So actually let me get rid of that. Let me delete those keyframes. And we'll just do a quick easy rotation where it rotates just this. Nope, go back. It rotates like this, and that rotates down. I can actually just grab this thing. I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hitting buttons. But that's the thing. You can learn how to do this, because I'm literally just like hitting buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. I opened up Blender like 4 days ago. Like, no joke. Like, Thursday is the first time I used it. I have used other rendering applications. See, I didn't do it. I've used Cinema 4D, so I have some sort of knowledge of 3D, but it's a completely different program. But it's a cool program. Rotation. There we go. So now it'll just sort of flop around like this. So let's curve it up like that, and then hit rotation. So then it rotates like that. That's fun. Okay, so I can hit save. And then if I render that out, I can change the settings down here of how it will save out that rendering. But that is where we were at with this Andrea and Alex Botez design. So let's render this image from this frame, and we'll take a look at it. And this honestly is a pretty solid stopping point for me for where I want to be. I might poke around at this tonight just to add some of the stuff on the side. But it was fun showing you guys the thought process, start to mostly finished, start to good, decent point of how I would make this card. Honestly, what I'm probably going to do is I might extend this out. So we've got the chessboard, but we break it here so their signature can take up this full area. And then we have some swoops to where my logos go. That might be what I do for this. But we can do whatever we want. And the thing too with these signatures, they might be better ink or different ink. I don't know. But let me know what you think of this. I'll probably post this on Instagram. See what other people think. If this renders out. You know, it's cutting off the side and looks really bad, but I can go image and save as. Just save this to my computer as dual auto example and save that image out, and then boom, there it is. So thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go now. I think I'm gonna go walk my dog, do some other work I think I probably need to do, but thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe it. Follow me on Instagram, follow me everywhere. I'm posting pretty much every single day talking about this project, and I'm going to continue doing that. So any sort of engagement or comments to get other people to like it would be super appreciated. But you do you. So with that, I'm gonna head out. Looking at the stop streaming button, that's the right one. So I'll see you guys. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I'm chronically on my phone. And you guys have